Hello and welcome to Blackjack Sports. I am Jackson Gerke and alongside with your co-host Blake Lundberger on this first day of March here on
Oh,
this
it is.
Wednesday
You're
at
right.
around after just right after around 11:30 and let's get right to what I want to talk about. So before we get into some March Madness bracketology stuff, I want to talk about this Old Miss scandal on Coach Hugh
Ooh.
Freeze in this investigation.
Ooh. What's going on, Jack?
From what I am hearing, is that with this football team is trying to get this team to perform in like for spring games, but he's under NCAA investigation over in this program, and I want to get your thoughts on that and tell me about what's going on in this program.
Well, Jack, it's a complicated mess. And, our school is going through the same thing right now at Charleston Southern. The biggest thing that they've got to worry about is they got hit with a really, really bad penalty. Lack of institutional control. That's the worst thing to get hit with. It's almost a death now. They've agreed to, I think, 4 of the charges from NCAA. They're going to contend partly one of them, and then lack of institutional control. They're completely fighting. You don't want that. You're going to lose scholarships. It's going to be bad. Jackson, Hugh Freeze still maintains his innocence. What are your thoughts on that?
Cleared by the NCAA, and as with that being said, it could take a very long time with this process to be continued. And as far as that goes, it's going to take some time to knowing what your school has to deal with and what your players have to deal with in this kind of situation. That's something that you don't want to see, especially when you're in the off season or even worse going into this coming football season. Now take a look.
Come
We
on.
have seen this happen to many schools as well. The other school that I've heard is in that similar situation is Baylor with Art Briles.
Jeez Louise.
Now, I will
Jeez
tell you
Louise.
that Baylor and that university with their basketball program or football program is absolutely the worst. They are not doing very well, and they're not doing well with their football players or coaching staff or in this situation, and that's where we stand right now for those two football and athletic programs.
Yeah, Jack, you're exactly right. And listen, man, with that situation, I mean, how many times have we seen this happen and the coach gets fired? The person over the president gets fired. The athletic director gets fired. The Title IX coordinator gets fired. I mean, you're talking about people getting dumped. That was a crazy, crazy situation. I've never seen so many people get fired from one situation like that. Jackson, where did Art Briles end up?
You know, I have no idea, but somewhere that you probably don't want to be.
Or somewhere that they probably don't want him to be. Jackson,
Yeah.
it's a tough situation. We'll see what happens. Thanks for bringing that breaking news up. Let's talk about, first of all, we got a big game this weekend before we get to March Madness. We got a big game this weekend, Duke, Carolina, basketball. It's said to be one of the greatest rivalries in college sports, any sport. What are your thoughts?
Well, those are two schools that are not far from each other, in the same kind of town, but they split from like one side to the other. And I think those two schools are combined with sport. And you look at it, and Duke has done pretty well in the last 2 weeks. And I will tell you, Blake,
Come
in
on.
this kind of rivalry, I know you're from the state, Blake, but
Yep.
I will tell you this: this is probably one of the greatest college basketball teams of all time.
Which one?
I would have to say both Duke and Carolina.
Okay. Jackson, listen, I got to be honest with you. We got to come completely clear on air on Blackjack Sports. I may or may not be a Duke fan, and I may or may not be cheering for Coach K and the Dukers. They won at home at Duke. It was a barn burner, man. What a great game. If we are so lucky to see a game at that caliber again, it's going to be a great weekend. Go Duke, and we'll see what happens. Jackson, listen, with NCAA tournaments coming up soon, South Carolina got another big win last night. I hope you saw the game. This is a huge win. They didn't win by much, but a win is a win, and they need these wins right now. Any thoughts?
You know, Blake, you are headed into like one game before the SEC tournament, so if I'm Frank Warren and the basketball team right now, you have to win under these wins right now. Because if you don't, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Jackson, listen, I think they have one more game, and then the tournament. They still need to do well in the tournament, but I believe they're in the NCAA tournament, so we're going to have fun this year. This will be the first year they made the NCAA tournament in a long time. Great job, Gamecocks. Way to bounce back. 2 wins in a row after they lost 3 in a row, 4 out of 5. Jackson, let me ask you this. Did you watch the Academy Awards, and did you hear what happened?
Are you talking about the Oscars?
Sorry, the Oscars. Yes, thank you. That's why I need you on the show.
Yes. I'm sure you heard about this, Blake, but at the end of the show, when they announced the wrong winner,
oh boy,
but they realized that the final Academy Award tonight was going to be their winner. It turns out that when they announced their award for their winner, they ended up telling them that they won the wrong award and gave it to a different to a different winner. So my thoughts on that is they actually gave the wrong winner and told them that it was the wrongest idea ever. It was just a crazy idea by the host. What a absolutely
yes.
crazy
Yes. Yes.
Definitely the worst ending ever. By the one that gave the different winner. That was the most shocking thing I've ever seen.
It was wild. It reminded us of Steve Harvey a couple of years ago. Jackson, I'm going to tell you what. If they give us that award and they get us on stage and then they tell us it's not our award, if we have it in our hand, you know what we're going to do? We're taking it, we're running off the stage, and we're taking it home, baby. Come on.
Well, you know what?
Come on.
I will tell you this, Blake.
What?
That's something that they should have done last night. But it turned out that the host wasn't really that
what a
great
mix-up.
Picking a winner is what I think it is, Blake. And that's why they gave that award, the final award, to the different winner.
What a mix-up, Jackson. I'm going to tell you what. We need to call them and offer them our services to run the show, and we'll tell them we're not going to mess up like that. We'll get it right. Blackjack Sports gets it right.
You know it.
Oh, we will. Jackson, it's great talking to you. Earlier than normal. This is the 11 at 11. Great talking to you. Have a great day at work, by the way, which is why we're broadcasting earlier for all our fans out there. Have a fantastic day at work. Go Yankees.
Thank you, Blake. I will.
All right. See you, Jack.
Take care.